of you?
Great weekend.
Great weekend. Good,
Yep.
good. Did y'all like the homework? Yes? Did you do the homework? Yeah. All right. Well, it's motive, so it's new. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. Y'all want to start with singing it? I think that might be a good idea. Yeah, let's start with singing it. So, we're in C here. And it's pretty fast, so let's go slow. I'll give you the 8th note. 3 and 4 and do, re, mi, fa, re, mi, do, sol, do, ti, do, re, sol, la, ti, do, re, ti, do, re, sol. All right. Let's try again. Go a little slower. Yeah, or faster.
Do you want us to do that?
No, let's just start with the melody. Sorry, we'll just only sing the top line on treble clef. 3 and 4 and 1. Do, re, mi, fa, re, mi, do, sol, do, ti, do, re, sol, la, ti, do, la, ti, sol, re, sol, fa, sol, mi, la, sol, fa, mi, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, re, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, do, ti, re, do, ti, la, sol, fi, la, sol, ti, re, la. All right. So what do you have there? Sharp. Yes, have sharp. What does that mean that we're leading to there? G. Yeah, that's right. So good job. So what is our original motive here? Danae, do you have an idea?
Yes, I have an idea.
All right. So where do you think it starts?
I thought it was the whole first line,
First-
maybe, like the whole CE.
How do I unhighlight? So, okay, first line.
And maybe the 8th notes too, I wasn't sure.
So these 8 notes here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So all the way to the downbeat there. So that's a good motive. But is that found again in the whole piece anywhere? Yes, where? Right after that, right there. So that's our motive, our main motive. However, everything else is pretty much fragments throughout the whole piece, right?
Yeah.
So I could go ahead and say that this is motive A, and this is motive B, but this is the main motive. Y'all agree? All right, so in the bass line of the same first measure, Bryn, what would we call that?
Can you say that one more time?
In the bass line, is that a motive variation or what?
Oh.
What do you think?
It's kind of just, it looks like to me just go around, or call and response.
Yeah. So is it transposed or is it varied in any way or is it just?
Just down and octave.
Yeah. So it's just the same motive. Just motive will take repetitions. What's going on there? So we can just label that as repetition. That kind of looks like words. And then so in the second measure, where's the motive based off there? Just in the treble clef.
In the treble clef?
Yeah, where I marked it before. Is that the original motive or is it different?
Are you talking the second measure top line?
Yeah, right here.
It's transposed up?
Yep, transposed up a fifth, right?
Yeah.
So we can go ahead and say that's transposed. And what about the bass clef there? Go ahead and do that one.
It repeats the same motive that's in the bass line, it just transposes it up again.
Yep, so this one's also transposed. So what's going on here, this is kind of like one section here, that like
at the beginning. This is like, the motive is stated and then it's transposed here. So that's all kind of like the main statement of what Bach's introducing here. So then what happens in the next measure? Danica. So what's going on in the yeah, measure 3?
I just said it repeated like through measure 3 and 4. It just has the same. Oh wait, maybe I'm looking at. Oh, that measure 3.
Yeah, right here. Is it
It's
motive?
just I just thought it was just repetition.
Just repetition? So it's still based off of C there? Is that what you think?
No, off of the C motive, because it just keeps like, so it goes, I don't really know how to explain it, but like it's doing the same thing, like with the 16th note patterns right there, and it continues to the 4th measure right there.
Right, yeah. So it's kind of like, based off the same stuff. It's definitely a fragment. It definitely has motive stuff there. But is it based off of C? Does it start on C? Does the motive start there on C?
No.
No, so we know it's transposed for sure, right? And then does it move in the same direction?
No.
Right.
Well, at first, but then it changes.
Yeah, at first it goes down instead of going up, right? So what would you call that one? Do you remember what we called that? Can anyone help her out? Inversion, right. Inversion. I'm just gonna put in. So that happens there. Where does that one? It doesn't, since it kind of stops there on the G, and then it restarts again. So these are both kind of transposed and inversions of two different ones, because the pattern is only the little bit. Otherwise, it would have to go to the 8th notes, right? So then right here, we've got transposed and inversion and a treble clef. Anything in the bass clef, or what do y'all think? Caleb?
I thought that it was intervallic or rhythmic augmentation of the first 4 notes of the motive. And
Like-
transpose as well.
Like that?
Yes.
And then we would just call that rhythmic, that's B. Rhythmic augmentation. Right, that's good. And then kind of does the same thing there as well, and then there as well. Those are all kind of rhythmic augmentations hinting at the theme. So what goes on into the treble clef there at measure 4, cat? So we marked at up to 4, the transpose and inversion. What goes on there after that repetition stops? You see what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I think I did mine differently, and it's
Okay, well, what'd you
based on
do?
what we're doing. Well, like I just circled all of the little. I thought like the motif was the little thing.
So just this?
Yeah. Well, I did like just the last 4 notes, and the 3 notes in front of it. I just kind of did like a little side thing because
Oh, so
later
this is kinda
doesn't
like-
have those.
Like a leading up to this would be
Yeah.
systematic? Okay,
So I just circled all of those in one color
I see,
and said whether they were transposed or different.
I see.
But then I didn't have the one after that, the B, because it only appeared 3 times.
Right, it only did. But it kind of like, if you listen to it, did you listen to the recording?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you listen to it, the melody doesn't really stop there after the 16th note. It goes all the way through the measure. So that's why I thought that was one motive there. And it's kind of up to interpretation, because this is one section that's not a section. But I think if you listen to it, you would kind of agree that the melodic line does lead through the 8th notes. So yeah, if we started here though, with what we did decide what the motive was, if we started here at the D, what would we analyze as part of the original motive there?
Well, the whole top line.
Yeah, the whole top line. Where it starts here, right?
Yeah.
And where does the pattern start? So, this one goes up, 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 down, down. So if this one's going down, up,
It's inverted.
it's inverted, right? So that pattern stops here. So it would be another transposition and inversion, right? Yeah, which is the same thing we had in the last measure. And then what does it do?
And then the same thing.
Same thing, yes. Transpose, inversion. And that one goes to there. Then what happens in the bass clef there in the 5th measure, Katie? you know what I'm talking about? So we marked up through the fourth measure of baseline, right? And then that section stops. And then right here, we have the same rhythmic pattern from the original motive, right? The
Oh,
16th
yeah,
note?
I was on the next part.
Yeah, so in measure 5,
Yeah.
we've got the same rhythm, right?
Yeah, it's the same,
Is it the original theme though, the original motive?
no, it's transposed.
Mm-hmm, yep, so it's transposed here. And then where does that one stop?
It continues, it's kind of the whole,
Yeah, it kind of drops out of the original motive theme, but the pattern kind of stays the same through the end. So I think I'll say it ends there, but then the rest of it's kind of accompaniment. So what happens in the treble clef there, the same measure where that section ends? Ariel? There at the fifth measure? Where's the motive variations come in again?
In the treble clef, the very end of that. Right.
Yeah, so which note starts from motivic
Wait, I
patterns
was
again?
looking at the wrong. What is it? I guess where the 16ths start.
Yeah, so right here, to follow the original pattern of.
Yeah, that works.
And then where does that one lead to?
It in the next measure it like starts another variation of
Right
that.
there?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and analyze this one. What is this the original motive?
It's like it's like kind of inverted. I guess.
Yes, it's definitely inverted. Is it starting on the same pitch?
No, it's transposed.
Right. And then the next measure, you said that it started to do stuff again, but is it the same pattern? Because it kind of seems to be alternating.
It's
there.
like a fragment of the pattern.
Yeah, I guess so. Each is a little bit of a fragment, but it's not the same kind of like, everything was kind of like groups of eighth notes before, or 7/8 notes before,
Yeah.
and now it's just
Okay.
kind of like
It's not like the block.
every 2/8 notes. So I don't
Yeah.
think I would mark it as, as each little fragment like that. I think that would be a little redundant if we went all the way through that. So I would leave that as a not motive. And then what happens there at the end of the measure though? So we have a cadence here, right? In G?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So everything that we just circled from the beginning where we had the blue, and then here, we started having the transpose and inverted pattern, right? And that went all the way through where? Through where we stopped, right? So everything that happened here is kind of the same idea that Bach was just elaborating on. So I would kind of say that the original motive is then buried in this next section, and this is all like an inversion section.